guys, it's Brant with In My Head channel. And as we come into the Christmas season and the end of the year 2019, it's unbelievable how fast this year has flown by. But before I get started in today's video, I just want to say to each and every one of you, Merry Christmas from In My Head channel. And from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate each and every one of you. In today's video, we're going to be talking about an album that I probably really should have already covered by now. And it is the album of covers called Kiss My Ass. I've had this a while. I've not listened to it very much, but I did pull it out this past week and listen to it for quite a bit. And I have mixed opinions about the songs on this album. And so that's what the video today is, to talk about Kiss My Ass. So let's get right into it. Now, I'm not going to give too much history about this. It was basically put out in 1994, and it's got 11 tracks on it. And so we'll just start with the first track. And I've got kind of a unique scoring system I'm going to do for this one. If I like the song, like kicks ass, I love it a lot, I'm going to give it 2 thumbs up. If I don't like it so much, if I like it some, it might get 1 thumbs up, 1 sideways. If I don't really like it, if it's about middle ground, it's going to get 2 of these. And if it's getting to where I don't like it, it's going to get 1 of these. And if I hate it and it stinks, or if at least I don't care for it, it's going to get 1 of these. So it's not exactly a numerical rating score, or I'm not stacking this one against my other albums I've done. So that's how I'm going to do this one, just because I want to. Okay, so let's get into the first track, Lenny Kravitz, Deuce. Now, whenever I first saw this had came out and I saw that Lenny Kravitz, I used to be a huge Lenny Kravitz fan. When his album first came out, his debut album that he put out years ago, I loved it. And so I've always been kind of a Lenny Kravitz fan. I liked how he had that 70s and 60s swag about him, even though he's in the 90s. But I have to say that Deuce, his version of Deuce, I'm not a very big fan of. I'm not a big fan of this at all. I don't like his delivery. I don't like how he changes it up. I think it gets very drawn out, all the way to him going, yeah, at the very end of it. So this one, right out the gate, to me, is 2 thumbs down. I skip this song every time I put the CD in. I go straight to track 2. So track 1, Lenny Kravitz, Deuce, 2 thumbs down. Track 2, Garth Brooks, Hard Luck Woman. Now, I'm a closet Garth Brooks fan. I'm a fan of his music. I'm not a Garth Brooks fan so much, but I'm a fan of his music. And I know that he really likes Kiss. Kiss is one of his favorite bands. So he does a pretty good rendition of Hard Luck Woman, but at the same time, he played it. I felt like he played it very safe. And so it kind of comes off as, I don't know, just kind of boring. And I'm not a big fan of the song Hard Luck Woman anyway. So it already had that working against it. See, I'm a huge fan of the song Deuce. So when Lenny Kravitz bombed it, in my opinion, we come on to Hard Luck Woman, that I'm not a big fan of. So I didn't have a lot of hope for Hard Luck Woman. But it was Garth Brooks doing it. So I was hoping for a better result than what I got. And what I ended up getting was 1 of these. With one of them maybe kind of doing this way, but 1 of these. It's nowhere near one of my favorite songs on the album that I look forward to. I listen to it sometimes, but sometimes I do skip it. And I skip sometimes immediately to the 3rd track on this album, when Anthrax plays She. this is one of those weird things because I'm not the biggest Anthrax fan. I've never really been into thrash metal or things like that. I never really got into it. So I'm not the hugest Anthrax fan, and I'm not familiar with their catalog at all. Really, I know I'm the Man, but we all know I'm the Man. And I know that they're big, huge Kiss fans too. So, but I'm a huge fan of She. And they kick ass on this. I love how they come out of the gate kicking ass. And I love how they mix in some things from God of Thunder, and then at the very end they throw in some other stuff, and it sounds like at the very end they're going into Love Gun. You hear one of them go da 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 da, and I love that because it was a great song that they mixed comedy into also, and mashed up some other songs in it. So since I love She, and I love the way the Anthrax delivered it, I give She my first 2 thumbs up. I love She. This is a great rendition as far as I'm concerned. So I'm giving She 2 thumbs up. It's the first song that I look forward to on the album. Then we get to the next song, Gin Blossoms, Christine 16. Now, I'm a big fan of the song Christine 16 too, and Gin Blossoms does a very good rendition of it. They they change it up a little bit, but they stay very true to the original formula, but they change it up just enough, and they play it just safe enough, but it still has that great Christine 16 feeling about it. And I think it's a real good match, them doing this song. I am not the biggest Gin Blossoms fan, but I do really like this version of Christine 16. So I give it one of these. It gets one of these. I really look forward to this song. But coming off of She, it's really hard to come off of She into a Gin Blossoms song. But they made it work. But I give Gin Blossoms' version of Christine 16 1 thumbs up, 1 sideways thumb. So after that, we hit the 5th track of the album, Toad the Wet Sprocket, Rock and Roll All Night. Now, I remember when I first saw this CD and I saw Toad the Wet Sprocket, and I thought about the songs I've heard from them. And then I saw Rock and Roll All Night, where they're doing a party song. I'm going to be honest, I didn't have very high hopes because I'm not the biggest fan of the song. I respect it, but I'm not the biggest fan of it. And Toad the Wet Sprocket is not exactly my cup of tea when it comes to a band. But I have to be honest with you. I don't know if you guys love this song or hate it. I figure there's some of you out there that actually detest this song because they took a rock and roll party song and they turned it into a folksy, almost kind of country song, slowed it way down. But honestly, there's something about it that just makes me smile when I hear it. And after She goes off, this is the next song that's on my radar for me to listen to. I really like this song. So this version of Rock and Roll All Night from Toad the Wet Sprocket gets 2 thumbs up to me. I like this version. Is it the best cover of Rock and Roll All Night? No, it's not. But it's one of the better songs, in my opinion, on this album. Now, moving on to track 6, we got Shandy's Addiction with Calling Dr. Love. Now, I love Calling Dr. Love. I'd never heard of Shandy's Addiction when I got this album, got this CD. I'd never heard of them. And when this song starts off, I had such damn high hopes because I love the way the drums sounded like they was recorded in a garage. I really like songs that they're well produced and a lot of money spent on them, but they still sound like they were recorded in a shitty garage with shitty microphones, and so I just love the way the drums sound in this, and I love the way that guitar comes in. It's like that I love it until the guy starts singing, and just the way that, I think his name's Maynard, the way he's singing, the way he's like, you need my love, baby, oh so bad, singing like down chromatically. It just kind of did it in for me. But I don't hate this song. So I would give it one of these. I can get through it. Sometimes I skip it because it gets a little long. And it's one of those that doesn't really follow the rhythm of the song. They really broke the mold, and I'm okay with them doing that because that was definitely done in the case of Rock and Roll All Night, but it didn't suit me. So as far as I'm concerned, this gets a sideways thumb and a thumbs down for me. So then we go on to track 7, Dinosaur Jr. with Going Blind. Going Blind is one of my favorite Kiss songs. I love Going Blind. It's one of my favorite songs off of the Hotter Than Hell album. And I had heard of Dinosaur Jr., not really a fan, but I just heard of him. But I'm not a big fan of this song. This song is almost it's not as bad as Deuce to me, but it's the way he sings it. He's singing so really low, and sometimes they just break the melody of the song. And it's okay to do that to an extent. But when you like totally break the melody of the song, it gets really hard to get through. But it does have some good spots. I kind of put this in the position of where I put Calling Dr. Love. And it ends up with a thumb down and a sideways thumb. So then next we go on to the next track, Extreme with Strutter. Now this is one of those songs when it first starts out, it doesn't sound anything like Strutter at all. And I'm a big fan of Extreme. I'm not a fan of the band again so much as I'm a fan of their music. Their first album, Extreme, and then the Porno Graffiti album I thought was really great. I really like some of their tracks, and I actually like some of their deep tracks on their albums. This song to me is actually pretty good because I like the way that they changed it around, and it's kind of true to the song, but it's kind of different also. So this one kind of gets a thumbs up and a sideways thumb for me because it's better than the last two songs I just listened to, but it is not as good to me as She or Rock and Roll All Night, the covers that's on this album. So this one gets a thumbs up and a sideways thumb for me. Track 9, getting near the end of the album, is the Lemonheads with Plaster Caster. Plaster Caster is another one of those Gene songs that I really love, and I've never really heard of the Lemonheads or been much of a fan of them, but I like this version. I would say this version is going to end up being about like this. It's going to end up being middle ground with me because they stayed very true to the original formula. As far as music goes, he played around a little bit with the melody of his vocals, which is okay. I'm okay with a band making it their own if they want to do that. And if you're going to stay true with the formula, you need to make sure you kick ass with that true formula. But if you're going to try to go off in left field or right field or underground, whichever way you're going to go with it, then there needs to be something about it. And so there was something about this that I liked enough to give it 2 thumbs sideways. I don't skip it. It's a good song. I think it's a good rendition of it. Is it the best rendition of it? I don't think so, but it's a good rendition of it. The next to the last track, track 10, the Mighty Mighty Bosstones covers my song, The Mighty Mighty Detroit Rock City. Now, if you've followed my channel for any amount of time, you know that Detroit Rock City is my favorite Kiss song. It's the first Kiss song I ever heard. So when I saw on the album that Detroit Rock City was on here and that the Mighty Mighty Bosstones was covering it, I didn't know exactly how to take it. And I've got a little bit of a story for you. When I heard this album for the very first time, I skipped straight to track 10 because I wanted to hear this song first before any of the others. I skipped straight to it. And it's got a lot of energy. It's the Mighty Mighty Bosstones. And I love how they incorporate the horns. They stay pretty true to the formula of Detroit Rock City. I even like how they do the guitar solo with horns in there. It's really cool. I like how they got Gene Simmons on the answering machine at the beginning, and he's telling them, do any song other than Detroit Rock City, and of course they do Detroit Rock City. And that, of course, that's all in the video. If you've seen the video for this, Gene's actually in the video. But I wish they would have not had the dirty vocals guy do I wish they'd not had him do the vocals. I don't know if anybody else in Boss Tones does lead vocals. I know that there's other people that sings. You see them singing in the video, but I wish somebody else would have done that. So, in my opinion, as much as it pains me, I can't give Detroit Rock City 2 thumbs up. I have to give Detroit Rock City one of these. And the reason why I give it one of these is because other than that singer, this song kicks butt. If it had a better singer, this would have 2 thumbs up. But, because like I said, this is Detroit Rock City. They almost screwed it up with that lead singer singing, but the rest of it, it has enough really cool stuff in it that I really like. The horns and stuff, like I said. And I like that they stuck very true to the arrangement and even put on the very beginning of it something that feels very Detroit Rock City-esque from the Destroyer album. So overall, I was that moderately okay pleased with it. So the last track on the album is Black Diamond, which is an instrumental by Yoshiki. I don't know if you saw online, but at the time I'm filming this in December of 2019, Kiss has been touring Japan, and I think when they played in Tokyo, Yoshiki came on stage and played drums on one of the songs. I believe Black Diamond, played piano on Beth. So Yoshiki was their special guest during part of the show. And from what I saw, it was really good. But there's part of Black Diamond of this I like, and there's part I don't like. One, I think it's a little too long, and I'm not so much for instrumental music. If you're a deep listener of my videos and a deep follower, you'll know that I don't care very much for instrumentals. But the first part of this, when it's playing, when they're playing the part that would be the guitar going before Paul goes into saying out on the streets for a living, I think is beautiful. I was driving down the road this evening listening to this, and this was the last song playing before I got home from work. And I was listening to it, and I sat in the car and listened to it for a little bit until it gets about 2 minutes in. They've got my attention until they get about 2 minutes in. And then it gets real piano heavy with all the real complicated piano and the real busy piano and the big grandiose ending that it has. And it just gets long-winded for me. And so I kind of lose interest. So I get about 2 minutes into this song, and then I usually will either flip back over to She from Anthrax, or I'll take the CD out and play something else. So, all in all, I like this CD. It's got more songs that I like and really like than songs I don't like or can't stand. There's really only a couple on here I don't like. I don't like Deuce at all. And I'm sorry, Lenny, but I don't like Deuce at all. But it is what it is. So, overall, I would score this way. It's not middle of the ground to me, and it don't suck. So I would score it. I'd give it a thumbs up and a sideways thumb. So anyway, tell me what you think about Kiss My Ass. I just like saying that. Yeah, this is Kiss My Ass. Tell me what you think down in the comments. What songs do you like? What songs do you hate? What's your experience with this album? And also, I want to make a video in the vein of this one. Put down in the comments your favorite Kiss cover, somebody that's covered a Kiss song that is not on this album. Put those down in the comments, and what I'll do is maybe I'll let it go through the rest of this year, and in January I'll collect all those songs together. I'll listen to them if I haven't heard them before. I'll listen to them again if I have heard them and kind of refresh them in my brain, and then I'll make a video about that. And I'll put your name in the video that you suggested it. I'll put your name in the video saying, so-and-so suggested that I listen to this song and rate this song. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Hit that subscription button. Hit that notification bell to get the notifications when new videos come out. I try to put videos out on Mondays and Fridays, and every once in a while slip one out in the middle on a Wednesday, just as I'm able to do it. but generally on a Monday or a Friday also. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. I want to wish each and every one of you a very Merry Christmas. Happy New Year's. I'll talk to you soon. See you later.